Hello, I'm Alan. Today we are drinking a Gyokuro from Hibiki-An. They offer 3, and this is the entry-level one, so this is their Gyokuro Superior. And the leaf, actually, for their entry-level, looks really good to me. There's a few paler yellow leaves in there, mixed throughout. There's a bit of crumbled leaf in there, but for the most part, it's fairly large leaf and a very dark color in there. The aroma of the dry leaf is just kind of a standard, like a seaweed or algae aroma, maybe some grass in there. But let's get this brewing. So this is going to be 12 grams of leaf in a 200 ml pot, room temperature water for 14 minutes. So want to at least get that going before it gets too dark outside and you can't see me anymore. All right, so room temp water. I always forget this. Okay. Alright, now I'll be back in a bit. And with the magic of editing, 13.5 minutes have passed. So, let's get ready. The leaves have filled up nicely, got a beautiful color, nice green. And it looks relatively even, at least hydrated. And here we go. Okay, got pretty thick texture, as expected. It's hard to see through, so it's very, I need to find the word for that. Very thick, very not transparent. Okay. Very nice. It's like a very sweet, note to it. I like that. It's very pleasant. Okay. Let's see what the taste is like. Kind of a pale yellow. I'd say it's kind of of Gyokuros, maybe a medium thick. I've seen thicker. And I've also seen thinner. Okay, let's make sure that's hot. Okay. All right, steep 1. Cheers. All right, very bright. Some light puckering on the sides of my tongue. Light umami. But very nice, very approachable. Nothing offensive, nothing in your face. I wouldn't even call this steamed spinach yet, though. Well, maybe. Kind of a light steamed spinach note. It's more of a marine algae note, is mainly what I'm picking up. Very sweet. There is, I'm feeling some dryness on the tongue, so I would say this has some astringency to it, but pleasant. It's not an overbearing astringency. So let's see what some heat does. So we got 60 degrees, and we're gonna do for 90 seconds. And I'll pour very gently. As I'm learning, that creates foam. At least with these particular teas. Alright, so while that's going, some of the stats. So this is from Hibiki-An. This is their entry-level Gyokuro Superior. They don't disclose when it's harvested, but I would assume it's this year's. The cultivar is actually a blend of Yabukita and Okumidori. I still need to figure out how to pronounce that, if it's Yabukita or Yabukita. Google's not really being helpful yet on that, but I'll keep finding out. So it's a blend from Uji, Kyoto, which is the more famous location to get Gyokuros from. They did mention something interesting about processing that I need to research, where it said shaded by way of Jikagise. That's the first time I've ever heard that word, so I know nothing about it. And they say it's been shaded about 20 days. Now, one nice thing about this tea, for entry level, this is the most affordable of all the teas. Even Sugimoto's at the time, their entry level was the cheapest at 22 cents. This one is 15 cents a gram. And we're getting ready. Okay. So 15 cents a gram, which is $4.25 an ounce. So very affordable price point. We will see what the flavor is for this. Kind of gets like an air bubble stuck that keeps it from flowing out. All right, what little heat. Okay, now more of the steamed spinach notes, but a light steamed spinach. Also getting the kind of nori is the closest seaweed I could relate this to. All right, very nice. Some more of the green chlorophyll, but let's get this going to 65, so we'll add 5 degrees. Still very thick, a little bit greener than the first one. Let's see what the taste is like. All right, cheers. Still some brightness, and then astringency on the sides of my tongues. Very little umami in this one. I'd say more grassy. A little bit more grassy in this steep. But still nothing unpleasant. It's just, I'd say very, very approachable. Very good. All right. Once that's heated up, we'll get, let's progress that. So I'm actually on steep 3. Now, as I've experienced with some of the other Gyokuros, steep 3 is where you start finding if there's any fishy funkiness or any harshness. So I'll be curious what their entry level, the cheapest Gyokuro I've purchased so far, what it's like, what this third steep has. So while we're waiting, the packaging it came in was super nice. I don't know if you can see from the camera, but it's actually kind of this textured paper. It's lined in tin foil, but the outside has this wonderful little texture on it. It's kind of cool. They do say on the back that all Hibiki-An teas can be brewed 3 times for full flavor. So I'm confident that it should be able to at least have flavor in the third one, according to this one. Their parameters are they're a little bit less than me, but they're more than others. They recommend 8 grams to 200 mil, so while I'm doing 12 grams to 200 mil. So they're just a little bit lighter on the proportions. And they just do a 60 degree as the first steep. They don't recommend a cold brew at all. But I find I like the cold brew for the first one of these. It brings out a lot more of that umami when you cold brew it. Okay, we're getting up close. 3, 2, 1, pour. All right, a lot more watery. I can instantly see that. More transparent. There's still some good green color. Not as dark green as I've seen in some, but there's still got green. Still some steamed spinach. Very nice. I wouldn't say it's as deep steamed smell as like a defrosting steamed spinach. It's kind of a lighter scent. Let's get that heating up just in case it could handle a third. So that's gone at 70. And let's taste this. Hold that up so you can see the color. Very little particulates coming out. There's a few chunks, but I've definitely seen some that have a lot more floaties as far as like broken leaf that are making through. So it's relatively well larger leaf. But cheers. Okay. That one, I would say there's bitterness coming out. A light bitterness. I'm trying to search. I'm not tasting any fishiness. But there is like more of the seaweed marine notes coming out. But nothing harsh, nothing fishy. But definitely more like you've eaten a thing of nori. Some nori seaweed. But that's still amazing, especially since I've had more expensive teas that failed that third steep where it was just gross and there was some distinct fishiness coming out. At 15 cents a gram, that is killer. I'd say that is a very great entry point tea. Now, just for curiosity, I will do a fourth. There was still some flavor in there, but I imagine there'll be some bitterness and you might not recommend it, but I go crazy and let's find out what it does. So, steep 4, 90 seconds. Just because I like to push things. See how well it can represent. They did include a nice little pamphlet. How to enjoy Japanese tea. I read that wrong. They got just several pages of different ways for brewing matcha, hojicha, genmai cha. Just kind of a cool little pamphlet. I haven't read through it. They give examples of brewing in a kyusu, like the side-handled clay pot that they use. It's pretty standard in Japan. Karigane, sencha fukamushi. That's cool. So they give some ideas for adjusting water temperature for various scenarios. So, that'll be fun to read. Okay, we're at 20 seconds. Very nice full pot full of leaves. And pour. And very watery. There's still color in there. So it's kind of like the saying where we give up on the tea before it gives up. There's still a lot of color in there, so. The aroma's dissipating. It's harder to, there's still hints of the steamed spinach, but it's definitely harder to pick up. A lot of green in that still. Okay. And cheers. Some grassy notes in there, but it's very light. The flavor overall is light. There's still good flavor in there, though. There's actually less bitterness in this fourth steep. The third steep had a lot more bitterness. Some light nori, seaweed, algae notes. Impressive, especially at that price point. It handled 4. Ah, what the hell. Let's try 5, just to see what 5 brings out. Maybe I should have had the water going. I don't know if I'll mix the 5th one in, but I'll taste it and find out. And then if it's good enough, I'll mix it in. But Uji Kyoto. I think Uji is short for something. I'll find out for sure when I Google it. I guess I could do more research before the videos. I'm just kind of gathering the info that I get from the website and kind of taking it from there. And as I go through my journey, learn more and more. But Uji blended tea. All right. Try one last steep 5 just for kicks and giggles. For 90 seconds. And maybe it'll be a bit boring, but I'll just kind of sit quietly for this one. All right. Experimental Steep 5. Compared to some Gyokuros, it's actually pouring relatively quickly. It's not getting clogged too much. That must be due to the bigger leaves. Ah yeah, the aroma's gone now. So let's just taste, see if it's worth mixing into the encore or not. A little bit hotter, so that's why I'm pouring higher. Cheers. It's still worth mixing in. It's definitely blander. So I'd say maybe about 4 steeps is kind of right on point. Just kind of overall, just light bitterness, light astringency. So it's more the mouth feelings than any like flavor. Now, let's go ahead and mix that together. And then let's see what all of them together taste like. All right. Cheers. I love drinking the mixed. No astringency in this one. Of course, to be fair, I'm drinking it right after some more astringent steeps, so I could have just been numb to it right now, but it's very nice, well blended. Steamed spinach, very light steamed spinach notes. Some sweetness. Not like sugary sweetness, but there's like a sweetness of the leaf in it. Very good. I'm impressed. For being that low of an entry point, that is a very high quality, affordable tea. I mean, it endured 5 steeps, which is more than a particular one I will leave unnamed, but I have done a video on, which survived exactly 1 and was 4 times the price of this. So I'd say you got a winner here. This is very good. So Gyokuro Superior from Hibiki-An. I'll go ahead and break at this point, and thank you for joining me. You have a wonderful evening.